two different things when you're talking about jurisdictional approvals, requirements, guidelines. So for us to come back around now and go through and ask for, we really would like to use it for this facility now. They're going to ask us what the schematics of that's going to look like. So it's going to be a permitting process all over again. And I think we'll eat up whatever time you think that we might have.
So not that I want to kill the worst idea in the world, but building one and moving 5th and 6th graders in the north part of the district there.
That's what he's saying.
That's what we
Well,
talked about.
I heard what you said, but kindergartners, just saying, what's the
So-
most likely, and if there's political will, and who do we go talk to?
So you can move
It-
9 through 12
Yes.
right now if you're going to
Okay.
move something if the building's ready.
We've talked about that plan as well.
If you want to
5 and
move
6.
anything below 9th grade, you're going to have to go through another jurisdictional permit. You're going to have to go through the SEPA process. You're going to have to go through a process that will take some time to go through. Because they're going to have to review whatever plans, changes, whatever that may be from a jurisdiction.
We're still trying to get our digital reader.
Yeah.
And I love that you're thinking outside the box, but I think we've got 4 plans plus do nothing in front of us, and I think we have to
Or give it a day and be able to.
Well, what's
do
the
that.
soonest we could even meet with announcing a meeting? I mean,
We need at least 24 hours to announce a special meeting. So,
And Ken was talking about wanting the executive session. I mean, I'm
well,
just,
I don't know if we could arrange that for you, usually. But you just have the council, but. you
do
know,
we
for
have to
us-
meet again, or can we just send Larry what,
I think we should meet. I think this is a big decision to be able to publish the meeting that we're
I
taking
mean,
a
I
decision.
agree, I think it's a big,
Yeah.
But I guess I was really focusing my comments on you and David, that I understand Kimberly needs more time, but I don't.
but she's saying the same thing.
Well, I hear what Sandy says though. I mean, it's, talk about ripping the Band-Aid, right? I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much going on. I don't even, for 2 days, I don't even know if that would help me feel better. Because again, like you said, Sandy, it's like, oh, they all suck. So, yes, we're pushing you. So, David,
Yes.
do you have kind of weighed in? mean,
Yeah, I
you-
really liked Plan 4 because I liked the equity and I liked the full day kindergarten offered to all the district. So I felt that was a great option. But then when I heard Mr. Bertel talk today and say that, increasing class size is something that is going to be a significant issue, I do think that having classrooms where you have extra kids and floating personnel is kind of obviously not ideal to get those people where you need them, when you need them, doing what you need them to do is, the efficiencies there may be a challenge. So, that makes me think, well then, plan number 2 is the most expensive plan, but it does keep staffing at the same rate and allows for the same classroom size ratio for this difficult year that we're facing next year.
So I say Plan 2's out.
So I like 4.
I said let's think about it.
If the teacher said for 1 year I'd be willing to take 3 extra kids and a floater and we'll make it work, then Plan 4 would be the one I would support. But
So is that the piece of information that's missing to help make a decision?
for me it is, because if,
And seeing how, because one of the questions, and we asked Jeff, and you were doing, I think, the numbers at the macro level, and then knowing that some of those max, how many belly buttons are in classrooms and what makes us veto that kind of crowdedness. Because to me, I think it's that, having been a classroom teacher most of my life, knowing different classrooms you can handle with larger numbers. I've taught classes of 70, one lecture, when all the students have handled that. It's a challenge, but there's other times when I had 30 students, it was too many. So for logistics, whatever type of class, would it be possible to get a better sense of, and I guess the concern I have on that one is one school just going to be full to the gills in so many grades that the parents and the PTA are just going to say, hey, that's too much stress. Because you put too many rats in the maze, they shut down.
Well, I guess I can generally say that we would, the people we talk to about impact on teachers would be their representatives, and that's Tim and Craig, and we've had those conversations. I don't think it's something we typically survey teachers about.
No, I'm asking, could we see the numbers, the projections of, and so could I see how much stress we predict at each building? To me, that would
Well,
be,
you'd have those numbers, because if you're thinking about it with the way we arrange the kids in boxes doesn't change the number of kids. So if you took the numbers and said minus,
You know,
That one is really.
is, right, that one right there.
so,
So minus the number of kids that were gonna go to another school, that's the number you're left with at that school, as opposed to we keep the numbers here.
well, this is classrooms, not the,
It shows you the difference. What it shows is that at anywhere, this is the information that was provided to us earlier, that in 10 to 12 schools, you're looking at about a 10 to 15% increase in class size.
So-
And that will have an impact, I believe,
Yeah.
not only on the
everyone
students.
has to go to the bathroom.
okay, should we take a quick bathroom break?
Maybe take, well,
This shows the number of teachers that would be provided based on the current ratios versus the number of classrooms we have using the modified ratios. It doesn't get into class, those are teacher FTE numbers, not student FTE numbers. So I don't,
But you can do a ratio difference there to the current classroom FTE and at least approximate it better than having no information if you're asking people to make a decision tonight.
so let's do this. Do people need a bathroom break?
I need a bathroom break.
Let's
Okay.
take, that's okay.
No, no, whatever
Lots
they
more
want.
people to the bathroom. We can take can we keep it quick though? 2-minute recess real quick?
2 minutes?
That's quick.
And then we're gonna have to, 'cause we have one more thing to do yet, guys, so we have to
I
decide
mean,
where we're
this
doing.
is the angst I don't like to be under. I mean, it's
I
not,
totally agree. We should take
it's-
time. It really is important.
I think it's not right. And I think there's times when,
Well,
this is our third or fourth time through the kindergarten thing, and I think